Hi boys and girls, here we are again. We are on chapter 28. Starts with a newspaper article. Right over there. Thieves nab $1 million card on eve of auction. In what is being called the most spectacular robbery in the history of sports collectibles, a 1920 baseball card valued as high as $1 million was stolen from its owner's home last night. The rare card, which portrayed slugger Babe Ruth as a member of the Boston Red Sox during his first season as a Yankee, was taken by thieves who dropped from a skylight wearing climbing harnesses. The daring heist was carried out under the noses of 2 trained guard dogs and a bonded courier hired by Worthington's auction house, where the card was to be sold scarcely 12 hours later. Police are investigating leads, including the harnesses and an extension ladder found at the scene. Quiet, sleepy, Cedarville was suddenly on the map. TV news mobile units wandered the town, searching for Park Avenue Extension and Palomino's Emporium. A fleet of vans equipped with satellite dishes formed in front of West Suffolk Medical Center, where S. Wendell Palomino had gone, suffering from nervous collapse. "I didn't expect so much publicity," Ben mumbled worriedly at school on Friday. "Every time you turn on the TV, there's Swindle tearing his hair and weeping." "Get real. It's $1 million, retorted Darren. "What I want to know is how long do we have to lie low before we sell the card and get our money?" "Your money?" Pitch was indignant. "You tried to rip the rest of us off. I don't see why you should get a cent." "Because I can turn you into the cops," Darren said smugly. "Like it or not, we're in this together." Griffin didn't relish the idea of Darren profiting from his betrayal, but he had to admit his enemy had a point. They were in this together. All day the heist team clung to one another like shipwreck victims adrift in a small lifeboat. When Ben headed down to the nurse for his allergy medicine, he made sure to stop by the media center to check the TV monitor. "We made CNN," he reported after his cat nap. The sound was off, but in the scrolling headlines they called it a professional job. "Well, that could be good news," Griffin mused cautiously. "Professional means that they probably don't suspect kids." "Guys," Savannah called in a strangled voice, "look." The team joined her at the window. 2 police cruisers were pulling up the circular drive of the school. Melissa's haunted eyes took refuge behind her curtain of hair. "Maybe there is a safety assembly today," Logan suggested hopefully. Oh, how Griffin wished for it to be so. A few minutes later, the PA system burst to life. "Would Darren Vader report to the office, please? Darren Vader, to the office?" With a sinking heart, Griffin told himself that there were a million reasons for a jerk like Darren to be in trouble, but he knew it was the latter. How could we just leave it there at the crime scene? At the time, it seemed like Darren's problem, and only Darren's. Now he realized that one member could be the police's stepping stone to the entire team. Griffin waited in agony for Darren to return to the classroom. He never came back. Savannah communicated the news through panic-stricken eyes. From her seat by the window, she had a perfect view of Darren being driven home by his parents. "Would Antonia Benson report to the office, please? Antonia Benson." "What's with our class today?" joked Mr. Martinez. "Did you guys rob a bank or something?" He frowned at the raw fear on Pitch's ashen face as she limped to the door. "I was only kidding." Griffin had a chilling vision. A pile of nylon ropes tethered to a broken vent pipe, sitting in Swindle's bathroom. Everybody in Cedarville knew the Bensons were the only climbing family in town. Of course the cops had to put 2 and 2 together. Was the perfect operation unraveling before their very eyes? Like Darren, Pitch did not return to class. The other members of the team spent the remainder of the day in stiff-necked misery, wondering whose name would be called next. But as of the 3:30 dismissal, the PA system had remained mercifully silent. After school, all Griffin could offer was an appeal for calm. I admit that it doesn't look good, but the last thing we can afford is panic. Remember, we don't know anything for sure yet. It was a measure of just how frightened everyone was that there was no babble of disagreement in the ranks of the guilty. At this point, there was nothing left to do but hope. On the walk home, though, Ben could not keep silent. How bad is it, Griffin? I mean, if the cops find out everything, how much trouble are we in? Impossible to tell, said Griffin soberly. On the other hand, we're kids. On one hand, we're kids. On the other, breaking into a house is a real crime. And the thing we took is worth a ton of money. I've got a bad feeling about this media attention. They went their separate ways, and Griffin continued home, dragging his feet, not at all anxious to get there. He was genuinely amazed not to see half the police force camped out on his doorstep waiting for him. How was school today? His mother greeted. He looked over her shoulder. No army of cops ransacking the place in search of the missing collectible. Oh, you know, same old, same old. He prayed that the situation would stay that way. No news was good news. He set out his homework, but could not bring himself to touch it. It would have been too much like that Roman emperor fiddling with his city burned. 4 o'clock, all clear. 4:30, still nothing. Was it possible that they were going to get away with it? He was so tightly strung that when the phone rang, he almost hit the ceiling. It was Pitch. I'm not supposed to be talking to you. Listen, I ratted you out. Oh no, oh no, oh no, I'm really, really sorry. My parents made me, and I'm pretty sure Darren did the same. Oh no, no, no. Beneath his full panic, he was aware of a strange sense of relief, the terrified relief a soldier might feel when the waiting is over and the battle has finally begun. At least he wouldn't have to waste his energy wishing for miracles. Don't sweat it, Pitch, he croaked bravely. Thanks for the heads up. Through his bedroom window, he could already see the line of police cars turning onto his street. There was very little chance that they were going to someone else's house. The jig was up.